Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome to the start of a new series. Now on this channel I usually do obscure games, but today we're going to be playing a game that needs no introduction. We're going to be starting our series on Slay the Spire, which is I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this is probably the most celebrated deck building game in existence right now. Now, where to even begin? I guess one place to begin would be to get rid of my test profile, because its usefulness has been exhausted, and let's create a proper profile. I'll just enter my name, and we can have that for now. But before we jump in, let's talk a little bit about... I mean, there's not much I really think I even need to say about this game, because its reputation truly does precede itself. But I'll talk a little bit about this series. So as the thumbnail, and as the video title, and as the video description, and as the playlist description all say, this is going to be a 0 to 100% series. We're going to be starting a fresh save file from scratch, going all the way from 0 to all the way from 0 to 100. It's not going to be blind, because before I've played this game I've probably watched dozens of hours of other people playing. That said, most of that was years ago and I've forgotten most of it. That means this is going to be semi-blind. That said, if I run into some brick walls, I will allow myself to look things up, and if people want to leave tips in the comments, feel free to do that as well. A lot of these episodes will be recorded in advance, so there's a chance that if you do leave advice, I may not get to it in time. I may not be able to act on it immediately. What else? Well, I guess at this point let's just jump in on standard mode, because everything else is locked for now. And the only thing we can do is play as the Ironclad, which is the first class that you unlock. There are 4 classes in total. Only 2 of them have even been given names at this point, because we know we have the Ironclad, and we can only... I guess we will unlock this one by completing one run as the Ironclad, and then process of elimination tells us that this must be the Silent. We unlock this by completing a run as the Silent, and then this is unlocked by having the 3rd character unlocked, and then winning a run. I guess it's strangely worded, but I guess it means you can win the run with any character. You know what, before we go on, I just want to make sure everything's recording okay. Seems fine. I did have to change the resolution after I launched the game for the first time, because it wasn't full screen by default. So I had to fiddle with that. So all we can do right now is play as the Ironclad. And we start off... We can see the different paths that we can go. Most of them don't mean that much to me yet. So we'll go, I guess, like, do we want to fight more of these elite enemies? Do we want more treasures? I think let's maybe... So this path will have no branches, and it will lock us into fighting 1 elite. There are gonna be 2 merchants and 1 treasure, and then question marks are gonna be our mystery options. Let's not lock ourselves into one thing. Let's instead go this way where we can adjust our run sort of on the fly depending on how it goes. So let's just get into a fight and see how it goes. Do you want a merchant immediately? I'm thinking, well, we do have 99 coins. So maybe, but let's actually just get into some combat. Yeah, let's get into some combat. Okay, we're getting some tutorials. I will be reading the tutorial stuff, even though I know most of the obvious things, but a refresher is always welcome. Defeat enemies by playing cards. This is a deck builder. Each of the characters has its own standard deck. Cards require energy to play. Once you're out, end your turn. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn. Energy is replenished. Defensive cards will help us block, which reduces damage that enemies are doing. It also means that if enemies aren't doing any damage, I think, yeah, the block is going to be wasted. And during my turn, it also tells us what enemies are trying to do. Are they trying to attack us, or are they trying to do something else? This symbol indicates that they're trying to do damage to us. Alright, so what is this enemy trying to do? It intends to debuff us. This enemy intends to do damage. So we have 2 strikes. Both will take 1 energy each, and we could just like kill the first enemy, which isn't a bad idea. So let's go ahead and do that. And then 8 damage and 2 vulnerable. The defend isn't really gonna do much for us. So should we just end our turn? Does ending our turn with energy, with some energy unspent, help us at all? Or are we incentivized to just go all in and spend everything? Well, we can block this 10 damage by defending twice, which is what I guess I have chosen to do. So let's strike this slime and end our turn. So we tanked that 10 damage. Right, no more cards. If there are no more cards to draw, then the discards are shuffled back into our main pile. And so let's bash and strike, I think, is going to be the way to go. That's good damage. And I think we just defend. And I think we can... There's a good chance we can finish the enemy off. If we get... Yeah, I think we've got enough. We are fine. There we go. First battle won. Do we want money? Do we want a card? Our deck is pretty thin, but it's also not very interesting. Let's go for cards. Can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. Alright, so incentivizes us to thin out our deck. Deals 9 damage. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Oof, all of these deck building strategies are a little bit going over my head right now, but exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand. I mean, I feel like let's just go Sever Soul. It's a nice, simple card. Don't forget your rewards. Just click on them to pick them up. Oh, we also get the 16 gold. Oh. So that's how it works. Okay, so now I kind of wish I had a merchant, but I guess let's just go in and do some combat. What are you trying to do? You want to buff yourself. Well, how about I debuff you first? And then we won't be able to use Sever Soul. Exhaust all non-attack cards. So we'll lose our defend. Maybe I should have played my defend before doing that. But, you know what, let's just go like that. End our turn. Incantation. He has... let's see what he's done to himself. At the start of its turn, it gains strength. Now, I think that's going to give him some scaling, which is unfortunate. So, we could... let's block some of this damage. And then let's deal damage. But he's gonna become a bit of a handful as this battle goes on. Yep, dealing 9 damage now. But we can do 666, the number of the beast, and win, having taken only 1 damage, which we immediately healed. And I think you can refuse to add cards to your deck, right? Yeah, you can skip. What does skipping do? Actually, let's not skip. Because Clothesline is a very interesting card. A bit of a weakness synergy. Deal 6 damage, deal 2 additional damage for all your cards containing strike. So this would incentivize us to put more strikes in our desk, in our deck. But let's take Clothesline for now. Maybe focus on lots of... So either way, we can either take a monster and a question mark, or a question mark and then a monster. Let's go this one, because it gives us more options. Alright, let's see how we're gonna do it. We can lose gold, or lose Sever Soul. You know what? I'll give up Sever Soul because it'll help us maybe focus in on the vulnerable deck strategy. And there's another option that we can't do because we would have needed a potion. We meet again, says this person who we have clearly never met before. It's me, Ranwood. Have any goods for me today? The usual? I do eye him suspiciously. But I will give him Sever Soul, and I'll take a relic. Okay. So, wait, what relic did we get? Hang on a second. Every 10th attack deals double damage. And I think Burning Blood is what we had from before. Okay, let's just leave. Let's get into some combat. So these guys have curled up. What does that mean? On receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains block once per combat. Well, maybe just bash you. Curl up has worn off. Can we bash you some more? Didn't quite kill you, or did we? We did. The card was blocking him. Alright. We're weakened. We can Clothesline, which I think is... Oh, Clothesline deals weak. I thought I misread this card. But it's still not a bad card, right? Maybe I should have blocked. It ultimately doesn't matter because we're gonna heal this health anyway. Dead. And we are healed. We get a swift potion, we can draw 3 cards, and we will add a card to our deck. Drink or throw potions during combat. Potions stay in between rooms. And what card do we want? Do you want to go for the strike one, or do you want to just get Sever's Soul back? Or I think Thunderclap helps us with our sort of debuff-oriented approach. Let's go question mark, rest, and then elite. Spore Cloud. We need to get some of these defense out of our deck. He's the only one doing damage, so it makes sense to do this. And now, unfortunately, the guy at the back is gonna try to do damage in the second turn, having weakened us. You know what? We can do this. And if we are intelligent about this, Pen Nib is now going to be active. Or, ooh, hello, why is he doing so much damage? He is vulnerable for 1 turn. Do we cash in our damage, or do we try to... Let's just try to do some damage. Yeah. Already I am feeling the heat. Vulnerable has worn off. 2 vulnerable is gonna be enough to take him out. Alright. Get more gold. A block potion is gonna be good. Gain 2 energy, and we can exhaust this card until the end of combat. Seems like just a good card. Seems like just a good card to have. So I'm just gonna take it. By the way, I'm gonna make tons of noob mistakes over the course of this series. So if we want to heal, let's upgrade a card in our deck. What do we want to upgrade? Let's make... You want to make Exhaust better? So... making it better will remove its cost. Okay, what if we improved Thunderclap? That it just increases its damage. What if we improve Bash? 10 damage? You know what? I think this has got to be the way to go. Bash upgraded. So as I said, I know a little bit about this game. But I'm gonna be making lots of noob mistakes. Do you want to just do Seeing Red right away? Not really. We can't really do much with it. What does he want to do? He wants to buff himself. Just, I mean, triple strike has to be the way to go. We could, like, use our potions and draw cards and gain buffs. But let's just bash this guy as much as we can. Maybe we should have blocked. Maybe we should have saved our strikes for after we applied. For after we applied the things, he's doing 6 damage, and we're taking 6. We're taking all 6. Now then... Thunderclap is a way... Look at 21 damage incoming. Let's just reduce that a little bit. And then... Do we want to gain block, or do we... I think the play has got to be try and... Oh... What? Why did his damage go up? Did his strength go up? Oof. Yikes. Okay, he's still vulnerable. And there's not much we can do, but what we can do is... We can... Oh no, we can kill him, because he's vulnerable. There we go. Ooh, okay, okay. 34 gold is good. Lantern is good. Each combat we start with extra energy, but I think that might be just for the first turn. And then we get Berserk. Gain 2 vulnerable. And at the start of our turn, gain some stuff. Gain another clothesline. You know what? Ooh, this is the we can make some stuff happen with that, for sure. But we do need to start looking at our health now. Hey, let's talk to this merchant. What do we want to do? Do you want to remove some cards for 75 gold? Do you want to buy a relic? Unplayable status cards can now be played whenever you play a status card exhausted. Do we want some of these cards? Deal 2 damage 4 times. Rage is an idea. Let's take bandage up as a way to slowly gain some of our health back. This is probably a very inefficient thing to do. I'm not confident. Thanks. Alright, let's... You know what, let's take that, and let's also take... Honestly, energy isn't a big roadblock for us. But maybe if we take bloodletting, combined with the other things that are giving us potentially more energy, we can then start building towards things that cost more energy. Okay. The start of each combat, draw additional cards. That's good. Let's proceed. Do we want health? And a question mark, or do we want... Or, not by health. By health, I meant a campfire. Well, we can get a campfire regardless. Let's get into combat against a whole bunch of enemies. Okay. You know what? This is just a good idea because there are so many enemies. If only I had another one of those cards. So how much damage is incoming? We can kill, unfortunately, only one of these. Actually, no, we can decide who we want to target, right? So we can focus down this guy. We can kill one more of them. So let's just kill the guy in the front. And ultimately this saves us more damage because we only take 4. We heal for a 6 at the end of the combat. I don't want to start losing HP. 7 damage, 3 vulnerable is probably the way to go. And then block the damage. But then we've got to have a big turn here. Berserk. Oh boy, this he means business. So I think bandage up, we can just exhaust it right now, right? So how do we kill this guy? I mean, we can just kill him like this. And I don't think we want to take the vulnerable right before we're taking more damage. So what we do is as inefficient as it is, we will use the thunderclap on just the one enemy and we'll kill him with 2 strikes. And what do we get? Speed potion. It's just a 1-turn thing, and I think that's our last potion. 9 damage and draw a card seems pretty good, especially with our build where we have lots of ways of gaining energy. Blood for blood isn't a bad idea. Whenever you lose HP from a card... yeah, that's the other thing, is that we need some sort of scaling. So... Rupture, I think... Let's... we don't have any cards that are causing us to lose HP though, which is a problem. So how about we just take blood for blood, which is just going to become easier to play the more we take damage. This build is pretty janky, but we'll see how far we get. Let's upgrade blood for blood, make it stronger, or gain 1 vulnerable, or only 6 HP. I don't think so. Or we did have a thing where we can lose HP. Well, maybe next time around we can get that other card, but let's... let's actually improve Thunderclap? Let's improve something that we would actually need for difficult fights. So let's improve Berserk. Right. Let's go into this combat. Okay, so this first run is probably not gonna do much for us. You know what? Let's play this now. Let's do blood for blood. Is that sensible? Or let's do thunderclap first. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just play seeing red. Just so we can have a big first turn. Dead. You're dead, son, and I can do nothing else. His power is unmatched. He is... Vulnerable has worn off. You'll love to see it. And now we can just play all of our cards. And our turn take 1 damage, I think. And he has gained strength. We gotta do some of this action. And then 2 defends, I think, has gotta be the way to go. We could do a clothesline. I think I'd rather just make sure we don't take the damage. He has gained even more strength, so he is scaling. Thunderclap? Is that how we're gonna do this? I guess that's how we're gonna do this. Because we can now strike you to death pretty easily. Okay. So we're gonna lose a potion, I think. Add a card. Gain block and draw a card. Warcry seems pretty good. I'll be honest, I'm not... Discard any hang on, let me... Can I... How do I discard a potion? So, this potion, how do I get rid of it? I guess I just got rid of it, and I'll take the Gambler's Brew. Alright. Okay. Ooh, boy. Some nice AoE would be pretty good. We're not taking that much damage yet. 36 damage. Blood for blood. 12 oh, okay, we're doing double damage because of pen nib. It carries on between battles. So... Makes sense to take out this guy who's doing damage. Now... We can kill another one. No, we can't. Well, no, we can use Seeing Red. And then do clothes. That's a very expensive way to kill someone. But it's ultimately worth it, I think. So we'll clothesline. clothesline, you. And bash. Or instead of bashing, how about we just defend? Okay. Thunderclap is a great card. But we are also pretty weak. So 6 damage is gonna kill you if we do it. Whoa, no. Ugh, okay, whatever. Well, hang on. No, we did do 6 damage. Oh, it says deal 4 damage because it shows you the card without any modifiers, but then when you actually select it, it shows the real amount. So we did kill them. We're only taking 8 damage, which is unfortunate, but we should be getting our bandage pretty soon. There we go. Bandage up. This is a terrible turn. You know what? Let's do double defend and berserk. Nah, that doesn't make sense. We don't really need energy because we can kill these guys pretty quickly. We'll just do double defend. We don't want to make ourselves vulnerable for no reason. Although we are weakened now, that kind of sucks. Okay, so now what we want to do is blood for blood. This guy? Or bash? Draw 1 card, put a card from your hand onto the top of your discard pile. So I want to put clothesline. What? Hang on. No, Oh, so do I have to use it? Okay. So I'll put, where is it? Clothesline at the top? And have I drawn a card? I guess I have. I got the strike. So I'll do blood for blood on you. And then I'll... He's not vulnerable anymore, so he will only take 7 damage. So I guess this makes the most sense. Some more damage, unfortunately. Health is stable, and all of our blocks. And now we gain 6 health. Alright. This card seems kind of scary. But there are ways we can make it work. Actually, let's take a look at this. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Okay, let's take that. Let's take that. We're getting close to the first real boss. Spore clouds. Alright. How are we going to do this? Well, I guess let's just start with a nice bandage. And they're both doing damage to me. So let's do clothesline, strike, strike. Clothesline, strike, defend. Clothesline, bloodletting, strike. No, we don't want to do bloodletting. Let's do clothesline. Strike, strike, and then just kill one of them. Pen, nib, is unfortunately being wasted a little bit. But I think we just gotta make sure we don't take the damage. Pretty bad damage. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's put on top of your draw pile. Yeah. Do I block or do I try to do damage? Let's block. And try for a big turn next turn. Because we are going to get one guaranteed strike. We just need to get a good headbutt? Nah. I mean, we can just kill the guy, right? Put a card on top of our draw pile. I don't know. Bash seems pretty good. Just kill you, right? Yeah. Easy, and another thunderclap. Exhaust one card at random from my hand, right? Or you know what? Let's take Flame Barrier. Could be good. This deck is very unfocused. So we could get 19 health back, but I think it behooves us to try and improve one of our cards. Might just improve Flame Barrier, to be honest. Actually, let's improve Blood for Blood. Yeah. And now, first boss is probably gonna kill us, not gonna lie. But you know what? I had a good time. That's what matters. Let's just get this some free health. So what he's trying to do right now is he's trying to block. So let's make him vulnerable. From my discard pile on top of my draw pile. So we could just make him vulnerable again at the start of next turn. Right? So right now he is in defensive mode. Oh, okay, got it. Let's end our turn. Sharp Hide means if we try to do damage to him, we will take counter damage. But I don't think there's any way to get around it. Card from my hand onto the top of my draw pile. You know what? Let's do this. That didn't really accomplish anything. I'll tank the damage. Oof. Ouch. But here comes our strong cards. Now he's trying to do 8 times 2. You know what? This is the way to go. Because I think we're blocking all of this damage and then Blood for Blood. is now free because of all the damage we took. And has hit him hard. Okay, but now I think he's gonna... Now I think he's gonna actually break through our block and do some actual damage. Okay, yeah. But now his sharp hide has broken off. Oh, now this would be a terrible time to make ourselves vulnerable. But what if we weakened him and did 36 damage? So now we can play Seeing Red to do an extra block if we wanted to, but let's not. Let's not. We're gonna get pretty low on health. We're still above 50%, so maybe it's not the worst. Does he have Sharp Hide, or does he not have Sharp Hide? Well, we did a pretty solid, some pretty solid damage. And now he's gonna go Sharp Hide, so we will start taking damage. But... I'm just gonna be a little bit reckless. Now we are very low on health. I maybe should not have done what I did. Let's... You know what? Let's defend again. And we have to end our turn. Because we're gonna block this damage, and he's gonna take a little bit of damage instead. And now his Sharp Hide is gone. Okay, this is kind of scary. I think I just want to defend, strike, strike. Or defend Thunderclap strike? No, I think we get more damage by just striking. Alright. So it's gonna be very close, but we will have one more turn to try and do something to him. Are we just gonna barely eke this out? I don't know if we are, to be honest, because he's gonna go into defensive mode. Actually, nope. He is gonna die. So we defeated the Guardian. That is our first achievement obtained. We get 95 gold. Power Potion. Random power cards. I'm gonna skip that. Four damage to all. You know what? Let's take Reaper as a way of keeping our health topped up. And let's skip this potion. Let's see. Cursed Key. Whenever we open a non-boss chest, obtain a curse. I don't know if I want to be dealing with curses. Transform 3 cards, then upgrade them. Could be... You know what? Let's take Black Star. If we can get any number of... if we can go any distance in this run and get any number of relics, that could be good for us. Okay, so we are at 50 minutes, and all we've done is we've beaten the first boss, which honestly is already more than what I was expecting. We are now in the city. And it really doesn't matter where we go. We've also healed up all of our health, which is pretty an important detail. So you can be pretty reckless with your health if you know that you're gonna win. That's the key. That is the key. Alright, let's go into... No, let's go here. So that last battle was really close, and enemies are already scaling, I would say, probably beyond our capacity to deal with them. Because we're taking 20 damage. What makes the most sense? First, vulnerable to everybody, and just like do damage, I guess. And then do some of this action. And then do some of this action. Wait, are we losing gold? Oh, fuck these guys. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's headbutt this guy. And bring Bash back. Then that's gonna kill. Then we block some of the damage, or do we use Seeing Red to do both of them? Let's do Seeing Red and do both of these to save ourselves even more damage. What? Did I count that wrong? I guess I counted that wrong. He's mugging us. Can't believe it. So bash this guy. Strike or defend? I think we gotta defend and hope for a big turn with some of our cards. Already down to 40 health. And this is the card we were waiting for. Bandage as well, I guess. So, he is... Oh no. Well, we can get 4 health back. There's no reason not to, or I guess 6 health. And he's dead. Okay. And we get our stolen gold back. Your next card is played twice. Seems the most useful. Let's... discard that and take the duplication potion and add... Ethereal? If this card is in your hand at the end of the turn, it is exhausted. So we have to play it, or it's a use it or lose it situation. Alright. I mean, let's go with our... I have no idea what I'm even trying to do with this deck, but let's see if we can make something happen with this question mark, which is combat, evidently. So we have to use this. There's no good way to do this. We've got to do that. We can bandage up. And then I think it'll be better in the long run to bash this guy as opposed to trying to avoid this damage. Oh, is he healing health back? Is that how we're doing this? Let's clothesline the guy. Now he's weakened. Now Let's strike him. At some point I'll also increase the speed of the game, but in these early days I wanna... Oh my goodness. Hand from your... on top of the draw pile. Close, but not quite good enough. Yeah, we're gonna take some big damage. I guess it wasn't that bad, but it was still... It was still pretty tragic. So we can do some good stuff in this turn. We can do this. So what are we doing? We're putting this into our... draw pile, I think? Regardless, he's dead, so it didn't matter. Energy potion, I don't think we want that. You know what? Flex is pretty good. Disarm is also not... Oh, this is upgraded flex. So I'll take the upgraded card. I'll skip this potion. Merchant, I think, has to be the play. Are there any other zero cost cards that we can play? I mean, we will also be polluting our deck, potentially. So let's see. Do 5 damage to all enemies X times. This is going to be good for combat against multiple enemies. Whirlwind... You know what? I think Blood for Blood and Whirlwind. Actually... Blood for Blood and Whirlwind. But this is actually also pretty good. I think we gotta go meal ticket. I can't sell stuff to him, can I? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, let's leave. Let's proceed. Okay. Big first turn. Yeah. I think what we do is we do this, which should make Blood for Blood cheaper and allow us to play it to kill you. And then we just tank this damage, I guess. Because we've got ways of getting our health back. There's a partial thing. Alright. And let's... You know what? This is just a good idea. Alright, and then we're gonna lose our health. So what does Hex mean? Oh, we're gonna start getting garbage shuffled into our hand, I guess. into our deck. Not sure if it goes into our hand or just directly, like into our deck or just directly into our hand. You know, yeah, let's do this and just get the extra damage. Unplayable. Blood for blood. There's got to be the play. And with our remaining top of my draw pile. Put a card from your hand to the top. I don't think so. I think we just end our turn. I wonder if there's ever like a tactical reason to put a card like Dazed into your draw pile. We could have fished around. You know what? What are you gonna try to do? Let's try and fish for something that gives us our health back. Because she just has 1 health left. And we didn't get... Yeah, we're not gonna try and tank all of this damage. We're just gonna kill her. Get 6 health back, alright? Okay. Rupture. Inflame or rupture? Because we don't have many ways to lose HP from cards. You know what? We have a pretty good synergy with Dropkick. But I kind of want Inflame as well. Let's take Dropkick first. Alright. Some more combat. And I think I'm gonna go after that elite. Ugh. This is scary. But, you know what? We can do is a bit of this action. Vulnerable. Who has the least health? The one on top. From my hand on top of my draw pile. Okay, you know what? So let's take Bash. Put it... No. Let's do this first. And then let's put Bash in our draw pile. Let's do Blood for Blood. Would we do Blood for Blood or 3 strikes? I mean, this is better than 3 strikes. And then one of them is already at death's door. Not sure. I think that ritual is gonna mean they gain stats. I think Flame Barrier plus Defend is gonna be what I'll do. And then... Ooh, they're gonna gain strength. But luckily one of them is dead. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to take a tiny bit of damage. We just don't have enough attacks in our deck. And now, what do I want to put on my draw pile? It's gotta be, like, blood for blood. Because there's nothing else to do. And I don't want to gain vulnerable, so I'll just take this. This is gonna be a big hit. Yeah, a lot of damage. And they've gained more. So what we can do is we can flex. Reaper. Blood for blood. And now we're still just treading water when it comes to our health. Well, there's a bandage that kind of helps. Yeah, we gotta weaken this guy, otherwise we're gonna be having a bad time. But even then, 11 damage is pretty harsh. So I don't think we're winning this run. But then again, I don't really have a plan. We can drop kick this guy to death. Gain a bit of... You know what? We can get some healing when we come to... Was Whirlwind a thing we wanted? 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies could be a good thing. 8 damage... And a lot of these... You know what? I think I want Whirlwind, because we have ways of making that work. This could just end our run, actually, you know, fighting this elite, but I'm gonna risk it. So we are getting damage on the first turn. Let's do this. If we exhaust it, it's just gone, so we can't recover it. But... Oh, I think I see. So seeing red costs 1, and then we gain 2, so it's net +1. I was treating it as though it was net +2. So that explains my confusion from earlier. So what if I do something like... I mean, I have to do it now to try and get something happening in this battle. I think we just do Thunderclap and Clothesline. And then they'll take some damage on account of attacking me. That was rough. Bandage helps us survive. Their vulnerable has worn off. I mean, we kind of have to use our Reaper. Yeah. Well, we gotta flex. And we gotta just... You know what? Nothing ventured, nothing... Oh, no, we're dead. We're dead, because... You know what? I think we were dead regardless. But we can go out in a blaze of glory. Which I think we definitely did. Alright, so we got killed. Is this my true potential? Not really. So we didn't even do enough to get a single unlock. Well, no, we got a new character. Why do we get the new character? What do we... And we unlocked the daily climb, okay. So if I go to my... Look at our list of achievements. There's a lot of them to get. What did we do to unlock you? What was the goal? Was it just to complete a run? Oh, I guess complete a run means you don't have to win a run, you just have to get to the end. Something like that. That's the silent. There's 5 unlocks remaining. You know what? I'm tempted to just go on and play some more, but I think what we need to do is we need to bring this episode to an end because we are already at 1 hour and 10 minutes. What we'll do next episode is we will play one more run as the Ironclad, and we will see what we can do. If we can do a little bit better than what we did so far. I didn't really have very many good synergies going, because part of what you have to do in this game is no card is good in isolation, and I get offered cards and I think, ooh, that could be good, and yeah, they could be good, but what you really have to do is, and especially when we're doing Ascensions, we're gonna have to make a decision very early on. What kind of a deck are we trying to build? And then only build towards that. Because if you try to do too many things at once, you won't get very far unless you are extraordinarily lucky. And I guess luck is involved in building your deck as well. So inevitably, I'll get better at that over time. But for our first run, I thought we did okay. We beat the first boss. I don't know if we could have beaten that elite if I'd gone in with full health. Would have been a little bit easier, but you know what? We'll take another crack at this game next time. For now, though, this was our first step, our first tiny foray into this game, and my goal is to eventually get 100% of it done, but it's gonna be a bit of a journey. But for now, though, it's time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you on Thursday for episode 2 of Let's Play Slay the Spire, and until then, take care.